Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Troop 516 Senior Patrol Leader Josh Lyons will begin our ceremony this evening.
Troop 516, please, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for any flag ceremony. Troop 516, please advance the colors.
Good evening. My name is Bill Moat, the current committee chair for Troop 516. I'll be your master of ceremonies this evening. And once again, thank you for your patience while we work a few kinks out. On behalf of Boy Scout Troop 516, I'd like to welcome you to this Eagle Court of Honor for John Francis, or as we know him, Jack Goldberg. Our ceremony this evening is being held in the First United Methodist Church, which has perfect timing. Which has hosted Troop 516 since 1956, so 63 years at this point. We are eternally grateful for their support, for Pastor Williams' support, and the trustees that enable us to provide the program that we provide to your boys. I'd like to ask Reverend Roberta Williams from First United Methodist Church to offer an opening prayer this evening.
Whatever Sabbath you celebrate be with you. Let us be in prayer. O Holy Creator, God of all who have come to these shores, from Asia and Africa, from Europe, India, Argentina, Brazil, and other parts of the world, we ask that you bless them, that you bless these scouts, both boys and girls and all those in between, that you bless leaders and parents who have come a long way themselves and have brought their children on this path, hoping that you will guide them in the many forks that they have to take on the road. Guide these young scouts and help them to choose the world and its people, to help and to serve as they live their own lives. Whether they come from refugee camp tents or have a place on the Cape, they're all perfectly adequate to help other people in many ways in their lives and call attention to our worldwide community. Be their compass and make that compass set on you. We especially ask a blessing on Jack Goldberg today and ask that you especially guide him in all the deeds that he does. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Williams. At this time, I'd like to ask Neil Gibbons to come up and present awards and rank advancements that have been earned since our last Court of Honor, which was held on May 3rd, 2019.
Thank you, Bill. We're here to celebrate Jack tonight, but we also like to celebrate the troop. Since our last Eagle Court, we've had a lot of fun. These guys right here have been doing an awesome job since last spring, summer camp, and this fall. So we'd like to talk about their advancements and their achievements. And we've got some badges and rank advancements to hand out. If I could get some help, I'm going to have some former Scoutmasters come up and assistant Scoutmasters help me. Mr. Graber could come up, please. Is Bruce Spencer here? Mr. Camo? I'll have Mr. Camo come up. Mr. Barstow, please. Mr. Stone. I'll start us off in the white. Our first scout is Jake Mooney. He's earned rank of scout. His merit badges are collections, crime prevention, and his special award was cybership and firemanship, and firemanship. Our next scout is Christopher Ricardo. He earned the rank of scout, and his special awards are cybership, firemanship, and topmanship. And I'll ask the scouts to not open your envelopes, just so you don't lose your badge or rank. Open the window. The next scout is Brenda Buckley. He earned star rank and his communications merit badge. The next scout is Cameron Morgan. He earned the rank of scout and special awards cybership, firemanship, and topmanship.
Andrew Curtis has earned the rank of scout, collecting merit badge, cybership, firemanship, and fellowship. fingerprinting, painting, swimming, and welding, and special awards, cybership, firemanship, and coachmanship. Stoughton has earned the rank of Scout, fingerprinting merit badge, cybership, firemanship, and coachmanship. Aviation has earned fingerprinting, merit badge, model design, painting, pottery, and welding merit badge, as well as cybership, firemanship, and coachmanship.
Andrew Carlson has earned the archery, chess, climbing, fingerprinting, painting, swimming, and welding merit badges, as well as the firemanship and the coachmanship. William Bishop Moat has earned the rank of first class and earned the citizenship in the world, climbing, emergency preparedness, first aid, kayaking, and stamp collecting merit badges. Jacob Gillis has earned the rank of Scout and has earned the stamp collecting merit badge, as well as the cybership, firemanship, and tokenship. Connor Gillis has earned the rank of Scout, the stamp collecting merit badge, special awards, the cybership, firemanship, and tokenship.
Neil Gibbons, earned the rank of second class. He's also got the stamp collecting, pulp and paper, soil and water conservation, welding, men's studies, railroad communications, and citizenship in the world. Logan Hampton, earned the Scout, rank of Scout, special awards of firemanship and tokenship, wilderness survival, swimming, fingerprinting, pulp and paper, and singing. Brandon Freitas, earns the rank of Scout. He's got stamp collecting, special awards of cybership, firemanship, and tokenship. Killian Housen earned the rank of Scout. He's got special awards of firemanship and tokenship.
Senior, rank of Star, Special Award Cyber Chip, First Aid Merit Badge, Kayaking Merit Badge, and Mammal Studies Merit Badge. Evan Stone, rank of Tenderfoot, merit badges, climbing, fingerprinting, painting, rifle shooting, swimming, welding, and special awards, fireman chip, and totem chip. Adil Khan, rank second class, merit badges, environmental science, mammal study, alpine paper, soil and water conservation. Nikhil Khan, rank of life, merit badges, emergency preparedness, camping, kayaking, personal fitness, family life, personal management, and special award cyber check. And Josh Lyons, merit badges, camping, cooking, environmental science, family life, personal fitness, personal management.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. So, this is the third Eagle Court of Honor we've had the pleasure of holding within the past year. Some of you know the usual procedure and process we go through with the ceremony tonight. Just to confuse you, we're going to change things up a little bit. I'd like to ask Walter Timothy to come up before, please. Senator Timothy, it's very important to him to be here tonight. He's double booked, so we're going to have him come up and give his citation presentation before we proceed through the rest of the ceremony this evening.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Lisa. If Jack could come forward, please. Jack, I understand you don't like the limelight, but you're going to get it tonight. So congratulations, Jack. Please let me start off by saying the town of Stoughton's a great town with great people, and it deserves the very best. And with Troop 516, and it's evidenced by the honor roll of Eagle Scouts here in this book, the town of Stoughton gets the very best with our Eagle Scouts and our Scouts here in town. So congratulations to our Scout leaders, our parents, and of course to you tonight, Jack. It's your night. We have great spiritual leadership in this town, and you, of course, have enhanced it with your project. We thank you very much for that. To Pastor Williams, thank you for being a wonderful host. And of course, to our Reverend clergy all in the audience, thank you for what you do. Jack, I offered this citation this week in the State Senate honoring you, because our Eagle Scouts are the very best that we have to offer in scouting. And this is not an ending, it's a beginning. A lot of great things are expected of you. You come from a great family. And congratulations to our Eagle Scout parents, who I see sitting over there. It's a very special elite crew to be an Eagle Scout parent. So great things are expected of you down the road, but I have every confidence, Jack, that you're going to be a great, great contributor to this great town and a great leader. And this citation... Now, I offer this citation this week. Rep. Kafkin, Rep. Galvin, and Pastor Lund, their congratulations, and the citation reads as follows. Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate, official citation, be it known that the Massachusetts State Senate hereby extends its congratulations to John Francis Goldberg in recognition of your outstanding achievement in attaining the highest rank in Eagle Scouting, Jack, Eagle Scout. And be it further known that the Massachusetts State Senate, Jack, extends its best wishes for continued success and I know you're going to enjoy hundreds and thousands of successes in your life. That the citation be duly signed by the President of the State Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by our clerk. It has been signed by our Senate President, Senator Karen E. Spilka, and offered by myself, Walter Timothy, and I'm very proud and honored to be here tonight. Thank you, Jack, for having me. Congratulations.
Just had a Senator Timothy. We will see him soon, right, guys? A couple more coming up. I'd like to ask Arlene Graber to come up at this point if she would. And can I ask Stephen Lowe to join us, please?
It gives me great pleasure as a member of Boy Scout Troop 516 to be able to reintroduce you to our former Scoutmaster, Steve Hall. And we have a special surprise for him to honor all of his 6 years of devoted service to the troop. And I think I counted that you oversaw 8 Eagle Scouts.
Almost 9.
Almost 9.
8.9.
All we get to see. We're not sure.
8 and a half, whatever. And Steve has given thousands of hours, not only for the 6th that this commemorates, but the many, many hours, probably triple.
1 hour a week.
He has had 3 boys go through the program. So we thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you can, and we would like to all give him a big hand.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to start asking members of the Court of Honor to please come up on the dais and join us here. I would ask the audience members, please hold your applause until the entire court is assembled. First, I'd like to introduce Peter Buckley and David Graber of Troop 516. Peter is a committee member, and David Graber is our founding Scoutmaster and Scoutmaster Emeritus. Peter's also going to help us tonight by taking over Mr. Goldberg's role, which you'll see soon. Ask Robert O'Regan, Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, to join us, please. I could ask Chief Michael Laracy of the Stoughton Fire Department to join us, please. And Gene Santorelli, committee member of Troop 516 and Scouter extraordinaire. That label's sticking now, Gene. And could Father Will Sexton from the Immaculate Conception Church please join us? And if I could ask Justin Goldberg to please join us, of the Stoughton Fire Department and International Association of Firefighters. And if I could ask Brenda Buckley to please join us. Brendan doesn't like the spotlight on him. Deserves it, he just doesn't like it. And the other members of the court will remain seated in the audience for the evening, but I would please ask you to stand so that the rest of the audience can recognize you. Joseph McCrisky of the Stoughton Board of Selectmen. Stephen Caboto, who we all just met. Former Scoutmaster, Troop 516. Arthur Malik, committee member of Troop 516. And Nate Bodette, Eagle Scout, Troop 516. Thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate Jack's evening. So once again, this completes the Eagle Court of Honor assembled for this evening's ceremony. I would, at this point, turn the program over once again to Senior Patrol Leader Josh Lyons.
May I have the lights out, please? This great world of ours has grown darker with all of its problems. Many cannot see the right path to follow and are lost along the way. Taking wrong turn after wrong turn, but penetrating this darkness is the light, the spirit of scouting that offers a glimmer of hope for a better world. It is a light that must be kept burning in the heart of every scout, now and as he grows into manhood. Scouts live by a code known as the Scout Oath. It describes 3 duties that each boy promises to accept. The first is his duty to God and country.
On my honor, I will do my duty to God and my country.
The second is his duty to other people.
And to help other people at all times.
And the third is his duty to himself.
To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
The light of the spirit of scouting also grows by following the scout log every day and in everything scouts do. The boys will now recite each of the 12 points of the scout log.
A scout is trustworthy.
A scout is loyal. A scout is hopeful. A scout is friendly. A scout is courteous. A scout is kind. A scout is obedient. A scout is cheerful.
A scout is thrifty.
Scout is brave.
A scout is clean.
A scout is reverent.
We began in almost total darkness. Now, in the light of these candles, we can see one another well. So it is that the spirit of scouting lights our way as we travel the road to a bright future.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Eagle Scout Billy Campanaro, Troop 516, who will give the meaning of the Eagles.
The meaning of the Eagle rank. It takes determination, perseverance, and a love of scouting to achieve the Eagle rank. Only 5% of all boys in scouting reach Eagle. However, the award is more than a badge. It's a state of being. You are an Eagle Scout, never were. You may receive the badge as a boy, but you earn it every day as a man. Jack, as an Eagle Scout, your family and friends and your troop members will look at you differently from now on. Remember, as an Eagle Scout, your actions will be more conspicuous. People will expect more of you. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you are expected to exemplify in your daily life the high principles and values expressed in the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. This is a great undertaking, which you are now just beginning. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. Honor is the foundation of all character. Character is not what you think of yourself, but what you are really deep down inside. It is in everything you do to reflect credit upon your home, family, church, school, friends, and yourself. The second is loyalty. Without loyalty, all character lacks direction. An Eagle is loyal to his ideals, his family, friends, and community. Regardless of how rough the road, how difficult the task, or how impossible the situation, you must remain loyal to your cause and purpose and stand by your work, your promises, and your pledges. Third is courage. Courage gives character, force, and strength. Courage has long been a quality by which men measure themselves and others. Face each day with the courage to persevere through life's challenges. The final responsibility is service. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when you enter adulthood. The eagle also indicates that you are now an elite member of an esteemed group of world citizens. Continue with your service to your community and to others. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. Wear your Eagle badge with dignity and pride, and may the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward. I hereby call this Eagle Court of Honor to order. Will the name of the candidate be introduced?
Yes, it's my pleasure to introduce John Francis Jack Goldberg.
I'd like to ask Scout Mel Gibbons to please escort Jack. Excuse me. Yes, please escort Jack to the dais, please. Would Christopher Carter please escort Mr. and Mrs. Goldberg to class? Should we keep him standing on line? We'll let Mr. and Mrs. Goldberg sit. We'll make Jack stand for a couple of minutes. As you've heard a couple people mention, Jack doesn't really like the limelight and spotlight. But he's going to have it tonight. In conversations with Mr. Goldberg over the years, one of the phrases that I hear him use is, fill in the blank is a word. That's a high compliment from him. He expects a lot. He gives a lot. To scouts, to flag football, to the youth, to the town in general. The first time I met Greg was actually over the phone before he knew you had a son in Scouts. And the Daw School was having their annual fair. The person who thought was going to bring the fire truck couldn't bring the fire truck, so I called down to the station. And I go to Greg. Well, Greg had a commitment that Saturday. We couldn't find anyone else to do it. Look outside Saturday morning, and here comes Greg down North School Drive on ladder 2. Greg juggled his day so that the kids at Daw School had a fire truck playing that day. And so that was really my first introduction experience with the Goldberg family. Knew Jack's aunt through my son and daughter's friends. And the example they set is what Jack is followed. Jack works very, very hard, does it very quietly, and probably they all take less credit than they should. So tonight, you all get the credit. The first time I met Jack, I was still cutmaster over Pack 24. And we thought it would be a good idea to have some of the Boy Scouts from this troop, or the second troop that was in town at the time, come over and serve as din chiefs. Now, Jack already involved in the band, already involved in Boy Scouts, I think you were doing flag football at that point as well, maybe. Well, Jack takes it himself to go to den chief training. He comes over, becomes a den chief for the parent in one of the dens. Jack was about 2.5 feet short then. That was 5 years ago, and this little guy was here, and if I stand next to him, I'm going to have to look straight up. When we were doing some of the work on Jack's Eagle project, and you see the proudness in his parents tonight and his brothers. I know the brothers get him grief at times, and he gets them grief, I'm sure, too. He was counting on Justin to be there, because Justin was going to be his crane. Justin didn't make it. But we got it done. So at this point, I'd like to ask Brenda Buckley to come up and present Jack's scouting history.
Jack and I have known each other for a long time. We first met way back in Cub Scouts, and even though we were a year apart, we grew to be very good friends at Scouts. Jack was a lot shorter then, still taller than me, but a lot shorter. When I crossed over into Boy Scouts, Jack was there to guide me through it. Very rarely did Jack miss a meeting or a scout event. He was always there to help the younger scouts out and keep them busy by teaching them what it meant to be a good scout. Boy Scouts has modeled Jack into a very well-rounded individual and has provided him with the skills he needs to succeed in life, such as a good work ethic, never giving up, and that there's always a way to find good food. The best part of scouting were the camping trips we went on. One of Jack's favorite was the Treasure Valley cabin trip. For the people who haven't gone, we camped out in a cabin for 3 days, barely slept, but ate extremely well thanks to Mr. Goldberg. Behind the cabin we slept in, there was a big hill, which was always the best for sledding. We would take the trash bags from the troop supplies and use them as sleds. We would go one at a time and watch each other get their arms scraped by the frozen snow, but nothing that too bad. On that trip, there was also a huge frozen lake we would always run across, which probably wasn't the best idea, but it was a blast. On Jack's very last camping trip, we even dragged a picnic table onto the middle of the lake and played card games. That was by far the highlight of that trip. One of the best times Jack and I spent together in Scouts was when we took the Aviation merit badge, where one of the requirements was literally flying a plane. One morning in June, Jack and I went up to the Norwood Airport, sat through a boring half-hour safety class, and then finally got up and fly. When we landed at Marshfield Airport to switch seats, Jack told me he was gripping the control wheels so tight his knuckles turned white. The scary part of that was definitely being the passenger. All you could feel was the plane being rattled about and then a big sigh of relief when Jack landed. The best part of scouting will always be the summer camp trips we took over the 4th of July week. There we would go canoeing, make friends with the camp counselors, and use hundreds of rounds of ammunition at the shotgun range. One year, we went out in the middle of the lake at the camp and continuously tipped over our canoes. We always came back to the waterfront out of breath from having to turn the canoes upright repeatedly. One year, we asked the waterfront directors if we could take out a boat called the War Canoe, which normally never got used, and to our surprise, they let us. Jack, I, and a few other scouts boarded this 9-person canoe that we somehow managed to fit 11 people in, and went out to an island in the middle of the lake and back. Jack and I were also tapped out in the Order of the Arrow together. Every year on a Wednesday of camp week, there would be an OA tap out. The Order of the Arrow, or OA, is Scouting's National Honor Society where we do all this cool stuff, but I can't tell you about any of it. At the camp, there was a store called the Trading Post where you could go and buy junk food, sodas, and ice cream, so basically that was the one place we spent all of our free time if we weren't at the shotgun range. Every year we would go up to the shotgun range and have our annual TLC versus Scoutmaster shotgun competition where the winner would get bragging rights until the time. There, and I'm not exaggerating, we would spend hundreds of rounds of ammunition a day. As luck would have it, there would never be anyone at the range other than supervisors during the free time, so we would have it all to ourselves. Summer camp is always a trip no one ever forgets. Beyond Scouts, Jack and I spent a lot of time together in marching band, where we would tirelessly practice day after day from sunrise to sunset, memorizing our music and marches. Jack was in a part of the band called the Battery, which is the drum section where he played the tenor drums. His leadership skills in Scouts would directly translate to marching band, where he became the section leader of the Battery, which is like the captain on a sports team. During band last year, Micah Finals, which is one of the last competitions of the year, we got a 5 out of 5 star percussion and an overall gold medal for the band, and this was by far one of our proudest moments. Boy Scouts has helped both of us grow as friends and as young adults, and I know that Jack's Boy Scout career has only been a stepping stone towards his future endeavors. Jack, take what you have learned in Scouts and put it to good work, which I know you will. Congratulations.
Two things about the 2018 summer camp. I think Jack, Brendan, and Nate probably broke even on their camp fee just with the shotgun shells they shot at. And somehow their shoulders did not fall off. And if you get a chance to make it up to camp, they have let us take the work canoe out for 2 years ago now. The sister canoe of that is sitting in a museum in upstate New York, I believe is where it's located. So it is a rare, very valuable canoe that these guys get to take out. And they can pass sailboats on the lake with that thing. It is impressive to watch. I'd like to ask Neil Gibbons and Arlene Grigger to come forward to present the Eagle Award to Jack.
Jack and his parents, please stand. This is Goldberg without pin on his eagle. Pin on his left one. Studies of other people watching. And Mr. Goldberg will present Jack with the certificate. Jack, present Mom with the long pin and some flowers. And Jack, present the pin to his dad.
give to people who were very influential to the Eagle Scout process, like through the project. And I got one for Mr. Santarelli and Mr. Turner. We're going to keep having this guy come back up here. Mr. Camo. We got on the keychain. It says "Words to Live By," and it has 12 points of the Scout Block.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I may now present our newest Eagle Scout, John.
So it's kind of hard for you guys to see from down there, but Jack's Eagle Ribbon has an additional, it's called a bison, and it's an eagle palm. If you earn 5 merit badges in addition to your Eagle ring, you get a bronze palm. 10, you earn a gold palm. And Scout silver ranks higher than gold. That's why the Eagle badge is always in silver. And Jack is wearing a silver palm on his Eagle badge representing 15, actually, you had 17 correctly, above the 21 required for Eagle. So, like everything else that Goldberg kind of does, it went above and beyond. I look at this now, because I'm probably going to get rushed at the end and forget it. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Goldberg for everything they've done throughout the years for the troop. Mr. Goldberg has been our first aid merit badge counselor for many years, and is usually our person with the lights back there. You can always count on him. Mrs. Goldberg is probably the first one of these you guys should have been able to see, because she's usually preparing food and refreshments for all you guys, and she actually did a lot of that for her own son as well. So thank them both for everything they've done for the troop and for the boys. And as Greg told me the other day, he's not going away, he's just going to step back a little bit. Because he has a granddaughter and I'm on the way soon, so time to spoil them. Don't spoil them, just spoil the grandkids. Because remember, you can always send them home at the end of the day. I will now ask the members of the Court of Honor to come forward to honor Jack for his accomplishments. And I'd like to start with Robert O'Regan, Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, please.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. I'm struck every time we come to these Eagle Courts of Honor with the 3 words in the Scout Oath: on my honor. Jack, you live up to that. It's clear from the merit badges on your sash there and everything you've done. You live up to that, from the respect you get from your fellow Scouts, from the respect in the community. A lot of that has to do with honor. We live in a time where honor is a premium, isn't it? Where on my honor, my word, my bond, we appreciate so much in our challenging times. Honor is something that you own, Jack. Honor is something really that you create for yourself. So in the many times you've said Scout Oath, from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, on my honor, has been made part of you. Keep it that way. Your honor is something you give yourself. No one else can take that away from you. You can give it up. Don't do that. Fulfill everything that you've learned in scouting through the oath and the Scout law. One way I can relate to this myself is this evening I was leaving work before 7 to get here. And I passed under the portrait of one of the founders of the firm I work with. His name's Tom Burns. 94 years old, he was still coming to work every day. I practice in law. Mr. Burns was one of the all-time great lawyers in the history of the state. If they were to do the merit badge for communications all over again, his picture would be on it. Everything about him was about communication. Everything about him was about honor and doing well. We had a difficult case. I couldn't figure out what was going on with the judge. So I asked Mr. Burns one this about 2 years ago. I said, Mr. Burns, told him about the case, and he would follow everything we were doing. 92 years old at the time. Followed everything. Would give us advice on everything. And so I asked him for advice. And after about 5 or 6 minutes, this was the best part maybe, he said, I'll think about that, young fella. And then he would leave the office about 3:30 in the day. So he came with his sporty cap and his jacket, and he had a little walking stick. He leaned into my office. Now remember, everything about him was communication. And so he leaned in, grabbed the doorknob, looked at me and said, hey, young fella, all you need to know about the judge. I said, what? He's a Boy Scout. He was trying, and that's all he said. But the way he said it, and the words, he's a Boy Scout, told me everything I needed to know about what was going on. And it was all good, right? It was all good. The judge was trying to do what was honorable in the case, even though none of the lawyers could figure out what he was up to, but Mr. Burns did. A lot of what you've done has lived up to that. Everything that you've done has relied on parts of our community, right? So we all stand here and we all acknowledge Stoughton is a wonderful community to live in, to raise children in, to be a part of. But the whole community is made up of different segments of town, different groups. Your Eagle Scout project was an Eagle Scout project in your faith community, a big part of the overall community. This, scouting, is a huge and important part of community. What you've seen, how you got here, has depended on the contributions by everyone who makes this program as part of our community work. So on behalf of the town, in the position of chair of the Board of Selectmen, I want to start the thanks to the First United Methodist Parish for sponsoring this troop for so many years, to make scouting available, to the adult leaders through the whole course of time for making this program available from Cub Scouts all the way through to where we are now. To all the parents in scouting, because none of this happens by itself. Parents, even though you may not be in the committee, everybody's not as involved as you, but everybody. And to your parents and to your family, because that's another important piece of the community. They, more than any other part of our community, formed you into the wonderful young man that you are and the big important part of the community that you will become. So on behalf of the town, let me say on behalf of all of us, thanks to you for raising such a great son to be a part of our town. Thank you for the church, all the adult leaders, and all the parents. Let's give all of these people a round of applause. It's all about citizenship, ladies and gentlemen. It's being citizens in our community and taking part in our community of the pieces of scouting that come together. Leadership, character, citizenship, all of those things is what tonight represents with you. And so it's really my honor to present on behalf of the Board of Selectmen and the town this citation. And it reads, a citation to John Francis Goldberg in recognition of achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Throughout your career in scouting, starting in Cub Scout Pack 24 through serving as senior patrol leader of Boy Scout Troop 516, you combined having fun with developing character and leadership in the true spirit of scouting. Your Eagle Service project to build the most holy rosary walk is a permanent contribution to your church community, and so to the entire town of which it is a part. In these accomplishments, as an honors graduate of Southeastern Regional Vocational Technical High School, by training to become an emergency medical technician and everything else you do, you continue to make your community proud. You set an example of citizenship in the community. So now, therefore, myself, Michael Sullivan, Christine Howe, Stephen Cavey, and Joseph McCrisky as the Board of Selectmen, we extend the congratulations and best wishes of the town on the occasion of your being presented with your Eagle Scout Award, given today, November 1, 2019. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Wigan. I'd like to ask Dr. Arthur Mallet to please come up with a presentation from Pope Francis.
Thank you, Mr. Moe. You know, I had the pleasure of attending Jack's high school graduation last June, and the program that's handed out that lists the names of the graduates, next to some of their names are these little icons, or symbols indicating certain academic achievements that they've acquired. And next to Jack's name, there were 5 icons indicating these academic accolades. And they were very impressive. I had no idea, actually. Some of them included National Honor Society graduation with high honors, and I had no clue. Well, a few days later, I happened to be running into Greg, and I said, Greg, I've known Jack for all these years. When did he become an erudite? Jack thought for a second, Greg thought for a second and had a puzzled look on his face, and finally he said, geez, I didn't hear anything about that, but he's 18. If he wants to convert to some new religion, I can't stop him. His Holiness Pope Francis, as an expression of esteem for John Francis Goldberg, a member of the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 516, extends prayerful good wishes on the occasion of attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, and it is signed Christophe Pierre. Right.
Thank you, Dr. Malik, and I'd like to also thank Dr. Malik for his help with not just this Eagle Court, but all the Eagle Courts. He is the person that puts together all the invitations that are printed, gets them out to be mailed, stuffed, and really appreciate all of his help with that. I'd like to ask Nate Bodette to come up, please, with a letter from Mike Grove. Attorney's Eagle Award ceremony about 6 months ago. So even though he's off in college and doing his thing out in Amherst, he finishes up class today. I think he stopped the rest stop and changed to a suit on the way here, and drove straight from Amherst to be here tonight. And I know Jack appreciates it, and we all do. Thank you.
So it was a few weeks ago, I came home for Columbus Day weekend, and I was approached by Mr. Moat, and he asked, He asked if I wanted to read something at Jack's Eagle Court of Honor, and I said, well, I'll try my best to be there, but I'm pretty busy right now in school. And I said, don't put me down for reading anything. If there's something extra when I show up, I'll read it. And I came here today, and I received a reading with my name on it, so it was planned for me to be here. It's a good thing I showed up. Jack, honestly, it's an honor to be here for you, though. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for making my scouting career what it was, and it was an honor going through it with you. So, I have a letter from Mike Rowe. Dear John, as you have heard, the Eagle Award is kind of a big deal. Most of the guys in my old troop bailed around Star or First Class. You stuck it out, and that's what makes you special. But don't get cocky, Jack. Contrary to what may have told you, this award will not change the way the world looks at you. Sorry, but it's true. The vast majority of people you're going to meet in life aren't going to care about what you've accomplished in the Boy Scouts. And you know what? That's fine, because while you may be affected by the benefits of others being around you, that's not right, being the type of adult you may become, the only person that you will ever truly be affected by your accomplishments is you. Remember this always. The Eagle Award comes with no magic power or influence. It's merely a reminder that you have succeeded in one area that most others have failed. That could be the start of a very positive pattern, or it could be something else. I knew a guy that got his eagle a couple years before me. His chest literally puffed up and never returned to normal size. He started walking around like he actually walked around like he actually owned the world. His dad got him into a decent school. When he finally graduated, he carried his degree in his back pocket, took it to job interviews, and showed it around like it was his first merit badge. Today, he's a miserable, pompous, pain in the butt with no friends, 2 ex-wives, and a job he hates. Always complaining about this or that, and he still has an old football trophy on his mantle next to his diploma and a letter from Gerald Ford framed on his desk, congratulating him for something he did 30 years ago. Don't be that guy. Don't wait for the world to acknowledge your accomplishments. By all means, take pride in what you've done, but don't let it go to your head. When you're finished with scouting, donate your uniform to the Salvation Army. Fold up your sash and stow it away somewhere private with all your other tokens of what you've done so far. Then roll up your sleeves, get out in the world, and put what you've learned to use. Live by the Scout law. Remember the Scout oath. Be unique. Don't forget to have fun. Otherwise, John, you'll end up like most everyone else. Mike Rowe.
The only thing I disagree with that is don't really have a uniform yet. He still needs to. Working full-time, going to the NT school, Jack still shows up for probably close to half the troop meetings and is still helping the younger scouts learn stuff, 6 months after aging out? 8 months. And I think he'll keep showing up. Yeah. I'd like to ask Joe McCrisky to come up with his presentation at this time, please. We will have to change from SPL to Assistant Scoutmaster or something.
I'm going to start out with a visual. You get a laugh. Come over here for a second. Open up your little books here. Look at the 3rd page. Top left corner. Let's recreate that picture. And look at, now now look at that. Dark hair missing, and I'm looking up. It goes to show you how fast time goes by. And it's a real honor for me to be here with you and your family. More than you know, because I adore your grandparents on both sides. Your grandmother and your grandfather John is not here, but you're filming. One of the things that he loved was trucks. The 7 Golden Girls were in all his trucks, right? I remember that. But it goes, Jack, I'll tell you, it's everything you do in life now. You've begun the path. You've earned everything that you've done. Hold it dear to your heart. Everything is about honor in life. Your honor is going to be tested. You're going to be tested in ways you don't even know yet. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes too long to learn that. But again, with the parents and the support staff you have in your family, everybody in your family, such a close family, will give you good guidance. It's always, when you do these, you wonder what you would say to people when you're talking to them. And you're talking to all the scouts here. Some of them, I can look, there's one yawning down, and I'm looking down here. And I met somebody in scouting that had a great history, who I never realized what he did. Adults in scouting, ever hear of Joe Cittari? Joe Cittari was the guy who was the protege of Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell did all the covers for the Saturday Post and then for Boy Scouts magazine. Joe Cittari studied under Norman Rockwell, and then during his retirement in 1977, Joe Cittari became the artist for the Boy Scouts of America. He's done some great prints. I had the opportunity to meet him and actually become friends with him. And talking to him one time, I asked him, I said, what was it like doing that, filling in for Norman Rockwell? And all the scouting events and the way that scouting was portrayed. And he said it was great. He said it was the best thing was looking out at the kids. Looking out at the kids as the adults look out, and all you scouts here and the Eagle Scouts that are before you, that are here for you, is you are the future. You are the future. You are now the leader of your generation for these guys. Help them the way the people help you, your community, your family, what your parents and your family have done for the town of Stoughton. I'm proud to call you all friends. Your integrity started. What year was it? I can't even take, when I look at this, it scares me. 06, we found that these 2 young men found a flag that came off the pole at the Historical Society. They brought the flag over to the VFW, and as it says in one of the little things, people talk about it, and then you find out that here's 2 kids that were riding with their mom and saw a flag on the ground. They could have rode by and just said, oh, somebody else will pick it up. They'll find it in the morning. But the 2 young, the names on here? Where is it? How tall are you? If you take these Goldberg boys and put them on, you can replace the bulbs like that. God bless you. But, and I should have brought him up too for the little reenactment. Is that, that's what it's all about. It's integrity. It's integrity, it's self-gain, it's honor, and you get that from people before you. And love your parents, it's to know them, to see the boy that they're raising, and all the other kids in the year. I mean, that's what we all aspire to do. And you look back as an adult, we always say, we just want our kids to do good, right? You've done that, you and your brother, and as an Eagle Scout, and you have the world at your doorstep right now. You can do anything you want. You've learned already how hard work pays off. You've been honorable to yourself. You've set goals. Do whatever you want. Reach for the stars. You have a support staff and some of us older folks that will do anything for you. Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Chief Michael Larson come up and citation he has
I get your Eagle Scout. They'll send you open the window, go shut it, it's cold in here. But I'm reading the brochure tonight, and I'm looking at the Scout bar, and really the traits of a Scout. And trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous. And I tell you, I'm glad that you're going to be an EMT, because those are the traits of a firefighter. Those are the traits that I see in your father, that I see in your brother every single day. And I got to tell you a story. When I first came to town, I was invited to, I think, a Rotary meeting. And before the meeting started, I had an older gentleman come up to me. He says to me, you know what? Great Goldberg should have been fire chief. And I went back and I told him. And I said, yeah. I went back and I told Ray. Remember my dad? Yep. And I said to him, you know, I'm only saying this because, you know, the whole family's being acknowledged tonight. You can see that because it's a family affair. It's a family event. You know, they knew you were going to get here. But it was you knowing you were going to get here. They knew it all the time. So I said to him after, you know, that gentleman said that, I said, you know what? You can run for the Board of Selectmen. You could be a shoo-in. Bob will give it up, Joe will too. And he said, yeah, but I don't want it. I said, I know. You probably don't want it. I'm just telling you. You get it. So, all right, so the windows closed. Let's warm up. As fire chief, thank you for putting up the candles tonight. It took my heart rate down. I don't have to remind you. You're looking at a slightly overweight, bald-headed guy up here, so the stress of the candles really. So I got a little short citation, got a little letter from the fire department, but I think we're going to keep it simple. Actually, I'm not. I will read the letter. So Jack, the members of the Stoughton Fire Department, both present, career, and retired, would like to congratulate you on accomplishing Scout's highest rank, the rank of Eagle Scout. Earning the rank of Eagle Scout takes leadership, hard work, planning, and dedication, and honors you, your family, the members of Troop 516, and the Mayflower Council. Your Eagle Scout Service Project entailed leading a group of volunteers that consisted of friends, fellow Scouts, adults, family members to assist you in the construction of the most holy rosary walk for the Catholic parishes of Stoughton at Immaculate Conception Church. The project consisted of 5 signs mounted on granite posts, and if I had to hear anything more about those granite posts, if I didn't hear about those posts 20 times, I tell you, they were placed throughout the church property. Parishioners can now pray the rosary while walking the church grounds. Your project is now a permanent part of the Immaculate Conception, which will be there for many years. In the future, continue to use the lessons that you have learned in Scouting, such as the Scout Bar and the Scout Oath. Much of what you have accomplished in Scouting is held within these phrases that are recited at troop meetings. If you go back to them in your future, you will begin to see that what you have just accomplished is just the beginning of good things to come. Congratulations.
Thanks for allowing me to post and we'll talk about it for a minute. So in Jack's original plan, I believe he was going to do wood posts with vinyl over that. Turns out the parishioners really like chocolate. And his first fundraiser was probably a bit of an omen because he sold $516 at his first fundraiser. And by the time he was done, the wood and vinyl was out the window, and I think they're 8-inch by 8-inch granite. And Mr. Goldberg has a heavy-duty truck with dually wheels. And we got when we got those posts off that Saturday, I think his truck raised up about 15 inches. And we didn't have Justin for a crane, but Dan and I captured him off the back, and we're just thinking, well, whoever's on the ground, I hope they catch him. It was good to be above him, because he did not want to be under him. I can ask David Graber to come up with a citation from the U.S. Attorney General, the Honorable William Barr.
This citation to Jack says, congratulations on your achievement of the Eagle Scout Award. This honor demonstrates you are a young person of good character who will continue to contribute to our society. I am pleased to extend my best wishes to you on this proud occasion. William P. Barr, Attorney General, Washington, D.C. On a personal note, Jack has been an excellent leader and a real pleasure to work with. His dad, Greg, has contributed a great deal to our Scouts as first aid nurse, and instructor, counselor, and more. And Mom, Joanne, has been our dedicated refreshment chairperson. Thank you for all of that.
Thank you, Mr. Graber. I'd like to ask Stephen Commode to come up with a letter from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Benjamin Carson, Secretary of that.
Jack, before I get to this, Mrs. Goldberg, thank you for all you've done for the troop, all you've done to help myself and my three boys that have gone through the troop. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I really appreciate it. Before we read this, though, Jack, I was listening to all the different people talking. I was going to write something down, and I started to write and throw it away, you would cross something out. Something I'm just going to come up and just look at you and just know what we've gone through with Scouts, from Cub Scouts to Pioneer Derbies, to Boy Scouts, to camping trips, whitewater rafting trips, numerous summer camps. Brenda made a comment about that hill at Treasure Valley. Just endless amounts of things that we did over the years. I want to thank you. It's been a privilege being a leader, being a companion with you through the scouting. Thank you for your support over the last 6 months to a year and back, all the way back from when you started. And I've noticed that they've also made a comment about you're quiet, you're shy, you don't like the limelight. But I can definitely testify that I've seen you on camping trips get these scouts at attention and ready to do something. That when you want to do it, you step right up and you are heard. So nice job. Congratulations on becoming an Eagle Scout. Leadership is about setting a goal, working tirelessly to attain it, giving back to the community, and caring about other people. You have demonstrated these qualities and earned this achievement. I am pleased to join your family and friends in commending you on your accomplishment. You are the kind of young leader that gives me confidence about our nation's future. Warm regards, Benjamin S. Carson, Sr.
Guys, Father Will Sexton to join me.
I've only known Jack for a few years. I'm in my 3rd year here in Stoughton, and I think the first time I had the 5 o'clock mass, Jack, you were serving for me, and I looked up to you, as people have commented, but I do to most people in my life. And I asked what grade you were in. You said, oh, a junior. I said, what are you doing after graduation? I thought you were in college. But as people have commented, you know, tonight is not just an honor for you, Jack, it's an honor for your family as well. And I couldn't help but think during the candlelight ceremony, on the day that you were baptized, your parents were given a candle lit off the Paschal candle, the light of Christ, which scatters the darkness of our world. And they were told to be the first and best of teachers of you in the way of the faith, that you are given the candle and trusted to keep it burning brightly, that Jack may bring it into the kingdom of heaven. Now, I don't want to say the Boy Scouts stole it from us, but we've been around a little bit longer than you guys have. But you don't turn out the way you are, the way you have, without parents and family doing just what they promised to do on the day that you were baptized. And so as much as it is an honor for you, it is very much an honor for your family as well. The characteristics that you have don't just come from nowhere, they come from the family that has raised you, and so congratulations to your family as well. I will read a letter, excuse me, from Father Joe Mazzone, the pastor of the Catholic Parish of Stoughton, who could not be here tonight. It is with great pride and pleasure that I congratulate Jack Goldberg on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. When recommending Jack to the Eagle Scout Board Review, I mentioned that the quality I most admire about Jack is that he is a young man of character. His character has been formed not only by his family and, of course, the Scouts, but also by his church. These 3 aspects of his life intersected when it became time for him to do his Eagle Scout project. He used the woodworking and construction skills he learned from his family, his father and grandfather in particular, and chose his church as the beneficiary of this project. He constructed a rosary walk on the grounds of Immaculate Conception. The parishioners were thrilled with his project and enthusiastically supported it. The finished product was excellent, and Jack was very receptive to any feedback throughout the planning and construction of his project. His project will inspire his faith community for many years and help lead them closer to God. We couldn't be happier, more grateful, or more proud. It seems fitting that I should write this testimony on the solemnity of All Saints. Sainthood, union with the Lord in heaven, is the common destiny for all of us, and we work on that sainthood here, now. We do it through our living out of the Beatitudes, by showing courage and trust in God in the face of adversity, by bearing wrongs patiently, by showing mercy to others, and by building a kingdom of peace. Ultimately, by serving God through our humble service to others. Jack takes this charge seriously and lives it out beautifully. He's a wonderful saint in the making. My congratulations to Jack and to all those who will receive Eagle Scout this year. Thank you for your service to your community. God's blessings to you all. Father Joseph Mazzone, pastor, Catholic Parish of Stoughton, St. James, and Immaculate Conception.
And if you thought Jack was tall and Dan was tall, hold on. I'd like to introduce Justin Goldberg with the presentation from the International Association of Firefighters, who, as you know, is Jack's brother.
First, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Jack, it took a lot of hard work to get where you were at, and I think that's why everybody's here to acknowledge it. I was excited to hear that you want to go to EMT school, and it's not following in Dad's footsteps anymore, because Dad's just a basic. So you're going to be following in your brother's footsteps to be a paramedic. So I just have a brief letter from the International Association of Firefighters. It reads, Dear John, I'm honored to write this letter congratulating you on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. This accomplishment will stay with you for the rest of your life as you endeavor to bring your dedication and sense of service into future ventures. Firefighters abide by a similar code to that of the Scout Law: bravery, trustworthiness, and loyalty. Your community benefits greatly from your commitment to those qualities. I wish you much success in the future. Fraternally, Edward A. Kelly, General Secretary Treasurer.
National Rifle Association of America recognizes John Francis Goldberg as an outstanding young American for having earned the Eagle Scout Award in the Boy Scouts of America. Signed, John Frazier, Secretary.
So Chief Larry, I don't know if you'd be confident or shocked to know that that's not the first time 516 has been affected by nerves. My first camping trip to Truth was also my son's first camping trip, and Matt Hurley, who is here tonight, was hail restoration in Westwood. Well, the winds picked up to about 30, 35 miles an hour that night, and that was a trip where Nate gathered enough wood you could probably see it from the space station. And Mr. Bodette, Mr. Dumo, myself, Greg, Mr. Harrington were sitting around fire to some people struggling better around 3 in the morning. And it wasn't a very cold, it wasn't a very warm night, but Greg still was sweating because every time the wind blows in the first face, gosh, I'd like to ask Peter Buckley to come up with a presentation from Senator Lynch.
Thank you. Jack, I am going to keep this quick for 2 reasons. One, there is possibly nothing more I can say as a further testament to your accomplishments. It's just an awesome thing that you've gone into. It's just proof here today that you've accomplished everything. Second reason being, if you guys don't know what that noise is, it's Chief Larry's teeth. They're chattering because it's so cold in here today. So, from the U.S. House of Representatives, certificate of special congressional recognition presented to John Francis Goldberg upon your attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, this day, November 1st, 2019, signed Stephen F. Lynch, Congressman. Further, I'm going to do is a flag presentation, the flag of the United States of America. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol. This flag was flown at the request of the Honorable Stephen F. Lynch, Member of Congress, in honor of John Goldberg, on the occasion of achieving Eagle Scout rank. Congratulations.
And that flag at the floor of the Capitol is encased in the true gift to Jack. Emblem, along with John Francis Goldberg, Eagle Scout, February 28, 2019, ESA Troop 516, Stoughton, Massachusetts. And for those that don't know, the reason the date is February 28 is the date that his Eagle Review, that is the date that we recognize him officially becoming an Eagle Scout, even though the ceremony is delayed until a later date. I'd like to ask Mr. Joe Odette to come up, please, with the Eagle Charge. As I said earlier, I did jump things up a little bit, and some people think that we forgot to do that.
No. Jack, I am honored that you have asked me to present the Eagle to Scout charge. I want to congratulate Joanne and Greg for what an awesome job they have done raising Jack into the great young man he is today, and for all of their time and hard work that they have given to the troop and to the community. Flag, baseball, scouts, I mean, where does it end? I want to say thank you to the Eagle Scout Court of Honor, Mrs. Graber, Bill, Mrs. Buckley, for all your work. I want to thank Steve Camo, former Scoutmaster, who gave tirelessly to so many scouts in this troop and was the leader who supported and guided Jack to the rank of Eagle. I also want to say a special thank you to Fred Barksdale, who has been in this troop before there was indoor plumbing and has been the voice of reason and lots of experience. Sorry about the old jokes. I want to thank Gene Santarelli, who has been guiding and kicking the Eagle Scouts to help them and us complete their journey. I am up here with a bittersweet moment because Jack is the last of his age group that have come up through Scouts, first in Pack 24, from Tiger to Weeblo, and then in Troop 516, now to the rank of Eagle. A total of 12 years. Of this group, there have been 4 Eagle Scouts. Nate Bodette, Eric Anderson, Tyler Soares, and now Jack Goldberg. That's a pretty impressive group, and I can tell you firsthand, it wasn't easy for them or us. All these years of scouting have been the best opportunity to spend time watching these boys grow. Sometimes it isn't easy, but I will start my charge to all of the parents of the troop to be active participants in your kids' journey. Don't use any excuse. You cannot get any of this time or experiences back. Jack, all who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed an obligation to do your duty to God, to your family, to your country, and to your community, and to your fellow Scouts. This is a huge responsibility. Becoming an Eagle is not a reward for your accomplishments, but is a qualification to continue on the path to be an active participant in the bettering of your surroundings. You are among those who have pledged themselves to the service of others. This is the end of your rank advancement as a Boy Scout, but it is the beginning of a life of service as an Eagle Scout. And so I have been asked to give you the Eagle Charge as part of this Court of Honor. You will be entrusted with a burden to fulfill a special responsibility of service. And so I have been asked to give you the Eagle Charge as part of this court. Fulfill this, sorry, Bill. Jack, I charge you to do your duty to God, your country, your community, and as you were taught as a Boy Scout. Be loyal to the principles of freedom, democracy, peace, and justice. I charge you to be brave and stand up for these principles when they are threatened. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge that you have gained to help other people at all times. Continue to do a good turn daily, help and serve those around you, and pay special attention to those who most need your help. I also charge you to live and stand for the principles of the outdoor code that you have learned as a Scout. I charge you to remember and keep the 12 points of the Scout Law. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with pride and practice to be a better you for the community. I charge you to be a leader, but not be overbearing, lead others to being their best. I charge you, most importantly, to stay active in the troop. The troops is continuing on your leadership and experience. Even though you don't have as much as Fred, our troop has had a great past. I charge you to make the future greater. And I charge you to have fun, enjoy life, and be happy. You leave behind a record which every Scout may be proud of and aspire to be like. It has been an honor. I close by saying thank you, Jack. By all your hard work, achieving the rank of Eagle Scout has given us all here this experience of seeing someone moving on to what we hope will be greater things. I will quit talking now so that we can get closer to having snacks.
We are getting closer to food. It is now my pleasure and an honor to introduce John Francis Jack Goldberg, 2016's U.S. Eagle Scout, to present his charge to the troop.
Gotta unfold it first. All right, so before I get to the speech, I would like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank everybody for coming first of all. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Santarelli, who guided me through my Eagle project, helped me through all the steps, and just helped me get through it. Mr. Bodette, who helped me start my project when I needed help. He's the construction guy, so when I needed help, he would stop by the church one night and helped us do all the stuff for Dig Safe, find out where to put the stuff, and help me through the process. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Mr. Moat, who was the MC tonight and is the committee chair and helped get me through the process for the Eagle Court and just made it very smooth to get into it. I'd like to thank Mr. Gibbons for all he's done for the troop. Mrs. Zorn, for those who don't know, she used to be the committee chair, and she has done so much for the troop. She has organized events, everything behind the scenes that none of us see, she's done. So she's not here right now, but I want to thank her. Mrs. Buckley, who also, we couldn't have this night without you. Where is she? There she is. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the Gravers for being with the troop for countless years and helping out countless times with the troop. I remember at it was a court of honor, not an Eagle court of honor, but a regular court of honor, and they had everybody tally up the amount of years and time that they have had with the troop. And I forget what it was, but the Gravers combined, they had like thousands. So thank you guys very much. I'd also like to thank Mr. Barksdale for being with the troop. He also doesn't get enough credit for what he does, and he's a big part of the troop. Mr. Camo, thank you very much. You were a huge mentor to me, and you helped me get through Boy Scouts. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Anderson, and Mrs. Bodette for preparing everything and helping get tonight ready. Thank you guys very much. And last of all, I want to thank my family. You guys helped me with this project so much. Dan, thank you for being strong and carrying me with this. I'd especially like to thank my dad, who gave me a kick in the butt every night to get to work on my Eagle project, and my mother, who would calm me down. Thank you. So, on to the speech. Boy Scouts has done a lot for me over the years. It has given me the amazing opportunity to become an Eagle Scout, and that will be something I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Something more important that I will take away from Boy Scouts, yes, even more important than becoming an Eagle, is all the skills and interests that I got from Boy Scouts. For me, I carried a good work ethic, learning that I can't do everything on my own, and an interest in first aid and automobile mechanics away from Scouts. Not everybody will be an Eagle. That's just the way it is. However, everybody can take something away from Scouts that they can carry with them forever. Whether you find an interest in something or learning a new skill, like learning how to save somebody using CPR, or finding an interest in something like boating or fishing. There's plenty of exceptional Scouts I know who are not Eagles and who don't have the most merit badges, and there are plenty of Scouts I know who are Eagles, and they're all still great people. So don't let Eagle or more merit badges be the only thing you work for in Scouts. Otherwise, you will just look back on this period of your life with disappointment. While Eagle is still something that you can strive for, Scouts is more about having fun, learning new skills and interests, going camping and having big snowball fights, and walking on a frozen lake with your fellow Scouts. Not too long ago, I can remember the Eagle charge of another Eagle who said, "Don't let Boy Scouts become a stamp collection." Scouting is about learning about yourself and about how to be the best person you can be. So Scouts, I'm going to leave you with some advice tonight. Have fun, enjoy Scouts, and let it be a period in your life that you look back on with joy. Thank you, everybody.
I'd like to ask Neil Gibbons to come up with a Scoutmaster minute.
Before I get to the Scoutmaster minute, I have to say I haven't heard this many Dear John letters since before I was married. The younger kids don't get that. When measuring one's character, spoken words only tell a very small part of who a person is. Observing how a person lives his life and seeing examples of his kindness, his ethics, his decision-making, and the effort he puts in gives you a truer picture into that person's heart and soul. Today, we are celebrating someone who doesn't toot his own horn. He has a quiet demeanor, but you know he is present. He doesn't force his opinion, but you know he has one. That's probably a really good one. Like all of our Scouts, he is on a young man's journey with many twists in the road ahead. But Jack already has a plan and a backup plan. I have been fortunate to have been on numerous camping trips with Jack and his dad, Greg, over the past 3+ years. On these trips, I've always observed a well-prepared, helpful, honest, and effective Scout who has really good taste in classic rock music. However, in all of those 25+ overnights, I hadn't heard about Jack's successes outside of Scouting. I knew he was a section leader in the band, was a great Scout and leader in the troop, but only after recently reading through his Eagle binder did I learn how this humble Scout truly does follow the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law. Jack has been serving God as an altar server since elementary school and has been an active member of Boy Scouts of America since joining Cub Scouts as a young boy. To help other people at all times, Jack is already in training to become an EMT, so he's going to continue to help people for many years to come. To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Have you ever seen a weak diesel engine mechanic? And you don't get into the National Honor Society being mentally asleep. And as far as morally straight, if you know the Goldberg family, you know there's no other way to live your life. This kid is walking the walk. He's not just talking the talk. I see this brightest of futures for Jack. Selfishly, I hope it's a future in which he stays nearby, because he truly is a gem to have around and someone this community will always look up to. He continues to stop by our Friday troop meetings, even though at his age, I'm sure he has plenty of things to do with his friends. He is a salt of the earth individual, and that doesn't come around every day. And when it does, you want to keep him. Jack used to work at Rose Brothers down the street from my house, and each time I went grocery shopping, my son Neil would get really excited and always wanted to know if Jack was working. After a while, I found that it wasn't just Neil getting excited to see if Jack was working, but it was me too. I always enjoyed the conversations we would have. I was always impressed with this young man and how respectful he was with me and others. Jack has always followed the 12 principles of the Scout Law from trustworthy all the way to learning. But to me, in a word, Jack is committed. He is committed to the band, committed to his studies, committed to his faith, committed to his community, committed to his troop, committed to his family, and has committed himself to greatness. I don't know of a young man who has made so many great choices in aligning himself with a really bright future. This doesn't just happen. It takes thought, proper planning, and outstanding decision-making, and Jack is doing all of that. To my current scouts, who are about to fall asleep, could you stand up for a second, please? Okay, sit back down. To my current scouts, take note of how truly committed Jack has been to reaching his goals. You should use him as a role model on preparing for your own journey. I want you thinking about what you want for your future and how you can get there. Getting to that future requires a solid plan and commitment. And like Jack, I want you all to realize the greatness that lives in every one of you. Even you, Nikhil. Nikhil just recently was inducted into the National Honor Society. He knows I'm joking. Your parents, teachers, coaches, and other adult leaders will help you. But you need to find and develop that potential. Jack did it, and I know you all can too. In closing, I want to congratulate Greg and Joanne Goldberg as they have raised this amazing young man. And Jack, congratulations on your achievement of Eagle Scout. I look forward to seeing you next Friday's meeting.
Thank you all, fantastic job. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're playing things by ear, going a little bit fluid with some things tonight. And one of those things that we wanted to do, and unfortunately Debbie has not been able to join us, because when she stopped being committee chair, she jumped neck deep into animal rescue and has been involved with that for a couple of years now. We wanted to recognize Debbie Soren's contributions to the troop over the years as well. And I'm going to let Mrs. Grigg do that because she knows Debbie way better than I do.
Debbie has been the committee chair for 12 years. She took over from me in the year 2007, 4/22/2007, and she's just retired 3/08/19. And it says, thank you in sincere appreciation and recognition of your outstanding leadership and dedicated service. And we know she is also a quiet person. She likes to sit in the back of the room. So we've been thinking maybe she's hiding, but as soon as she comes in, if she makes it tonight, we'll give her these two gifts, the plaque and a...
For some of you, this will come in handy tonight.
Yeah, it's an eagle. She has a son who's an eagle. So she would love this. And she would just tell her congratulations. She'd be surprised. She doesn't know.
citations you would like to make? So, for all the people that helped, Mrs. Diedrichson, Mrs. Buckley, Mrs. Grader, we got flowers. If you could come up. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Bodette and Mrs. Anderson as well. Sorry. Oh, they're downstairs? All right, we'll give it to them.
We have a microphone down there, too. By early morning Eagle Scout, Jack has joined a very select group of peers in scouting. It's customary at these ceremonies to recognize all of those present who have also earned the highest rank in Boy Scouting. I'd like to invite all of those who are Eagle Scouts to come to where Jack is standing. Please join Josh. Jack. And introduce yourselves, giving the year of your award, your troop number, and then remain standing in the semicircular area in front as we bring the other Eagle Scouts up. Are there any Eagles from the year 2019? 2018?
Bodette, Troop 516, 2018.
Lou Cardone, 2018.
2017?
Tyler Soares, Troop 39, Curitiba, Brazil.
2016? 2010 to 2015?
Billy Campanario, Troop 516, Stoughton. 2014.
I'll write that down. Anyone between 2000 and 2009? Don't be shy.
Andy Borstein, Troop 516, 2007.
Billy Cannon, Troop 516, 2006.
Anyone from the 1990s?
Christopher Housen, 1999, Troop 88, Stoughton.
Jared Peterson, Troop 491, Madison, Connecticut, 1995.
1980s? 70s? 60s? 50s? Are there any other Eagle Scouts present with us this evening? Gentlemen, thank you. Let's give them all a round of applause. So as we've almost completely reached the end, and food is in the future soon. I do want to thank a number of people, some of them have been thanked already. Some of them have been thanked already, but I'd like to thank them again. Again, the Goldbergs for everything you've done throughout the years, Merit Badge Counselor, the Freshman Committee, everything you've done to help the troop and Jack. I'd like to thank Arlene Graber for all of her help getting tonight ready. There's a tremendous amount of work that goes into the back end of this that a lot of us were very nervous and things weren't going to go off quite as well as we hoped. As we were working on a little bit of a tighter timeline we really like, but hopefully I think we made it work. And I want to thank the Goldbergs for being very flexible with a number of things. Again, Lisa Buckley for many years had been coordinating the citations, organizing the speakers, juggling last-minute no-shows, and on occasion juggling the last-minute addition. Stephen Commode, most recent Scoutmaster, I'd like to thank him. Joe Odette, Mr. Graber, Mr. Santorelli, Dr. Malley, Mr. Stone, Mr. Harrington, and of course, Mr. Barksdale. And if I've missed anyone, I apologize. Mr. Gibbons, yes, my peripheral vision bad. Again, Debbie Zorn for everything she's done, helping us to get to this point, and again, Dr. Malley with everything he's done to help as well. He's not here tonight, but he has been for the last more than a couple, Eagle ceremonies, and I always forget to thank him. Jeffrey Pickett from SMAC has done a lot for this town as well, and as many of you may know, he is moving to the North Shore and taking a different job there. But SMAC is still here tonight, and we do appreciate that. So once they get the video edited, it will be up on their website, and we'll usually share it out through our Facebook page as well. So in a moment, we're going to have a closing prayer, and I would ask you to stay in your seats as the colors are retired afterward. Once the troop has marched down the aisles to the doors, we invite everyone to join Jack and his family downstairs for refreshments, and there will be a slideshow as well. And for those that are not familiar, stand with Jack, stand up and stop that one more time. Look. In the middle of his back being spotlight. So the Scouts learn when they cross over into the troop what the troop logo means. Long story short, you've got the points of the compass, you've got a pan, you go anywhere for food. You go downstairs, take a right, go all the way down past the kitchen, follow the smell of deliciousness. And that's where you will go for food this evening. Would now like to ask Father Will Sexton to come up with a closing prayer, please.
All right, Father Will.
I guess. Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, we give you thanks for the joy of the celebration of this day. We ask you to continue to pour out your blessings abundantly upon the Boy Scouts of America, upon Troop 516, upon Jack and his family as they celebrate the achievement of Eagle Scout, all Scouts as they continue to do their duty to you and to their country. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Color guard, to your posts to retire the color.